So what did you think of that intro? All of that video you just saw was recorded on this camera I'm holding in my hand, which is the Insta360 1R. This camera is a 360 camera, which means you don't even aim it at anything. You just put it someplace, like I'm doing right now. I'm holding it someplace in front of me, and you just edit it in post to pick the image, either a photo or the video you want, in which direction and how you wish it to appear. So you can do some pretty weird things with this, like for instance, you know, is my head looking large at the moment? You know, I gotta fix that. I can look, well, let's see, I can look down at the skateboard below me. That's happening right here. And I can look the opposite direction where I'm going. And I can look to my left, and I can look to my right, and I can pick out anything I want. Now you can see over on the left there's people walking their dog, but this camera's pointing straight at me. Hopefully you can see that. The other thing that's really cool is, watch this, I can lift this way up in the air. Let's see how high I can get it. Way up there. Now it probably looks like the stick is invisible below me, but yeah, there's a long stick I'm holding on to, and it probably looks invisible. You can't see it. So I'll bring it back down, and there we are there. I can also drop this stick and look at my skateboard. There you go, so you can probably still look up at me as I'm coming around the corner here. Pretty cool camera, I tell you. The next thing I'm going to try is putting the Insta360 on this giant RC truck here and see what the image is, because normally when I put a GoPro on these trucks, the image only can shoot forward, or I have to turn the GoPro around to shoot backwards. But I can't look side to side as it's moving, or up or down and all this other cool stuff. This has got a stability feature in it as well. So even though this is going to be bouncing everywhere, it should be pretty stable. So let's check that out. And this is the Insta360 1R. So on one side I have a lens, and if I flip it the other way, I have another lens right there, plus a little display screen in the center. It's a pretty cool camera, very functional. Now the camera does come in different configurations. You can get it like more like a GoPro if you want, without the 360 camera, so you're just shooting straight ahead like an action camera. Or you can get the two lenses on each side that sort of bulb out the sides of each other. You can see them there, the lens is just sticking out the sides. And I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe right now the promo is that you get this Insta360 invisible stick with it, and that's what I was using in this video. All the video was shot using this stick, and if you watch, if I pull, it expands quite a bit. I don't know if I can get it back in the frame. There you go. And this stick actually will disappear when the camera is filming. Now I'm just going to take it out of its case right here. Let me just pull this out. I'm going to pull it out of the case because I'm going to show you something on my cell phone, the app. Here we go. Put this little black box here, and I'm going to stick the Insta360 on top of it to show you what I want to show you. Okay, so here we go. The camera is down here, sitting right here. That is what is being displayed on my phone. Can you see that? Well, it doesn't matter if you can't see it, because I'm going to show you up in the screen up here, probably up here. I'm going to show you exactly what I see on my phone. I'm recording the screen. There's me. It always will find you. The camera is not pointing at me. It's at a weird angle. Now watch this. I can just scroll around here, 360, and pick anything I want. I can look up. I can look down at the table, the box that it's on. There we go. My world is pretty tiny. There I am. So that's the cool thing with this here camera. And you can do that. As you see at the bottom, I can take video or photos. I can adjust all the settings. So this app that I'm using right now here, this app is so powerful. I've never seen an app as good as this ever. This app, when you record video, you actually take the video, you stream it pretty much right off the camera to your phone. It's like in real time. And you edit it at the same time, or you can actually download it onto your phone and then edit it and then export it. You might think that's kind of goofy, but it actually works really well. And it's so simplistic, this app. It's amazing. So as an example, on my app, I have some video happening here. I'm just going to stop it. Say I want to edit the video and I wanted it to look over here, down looking at the forest that way. I would hit, there's a little plus sign at the bottom. I just hit a plus and I tell it to look that way. I can also change it to wide, to linear, to narrow, and that's what will happen, or tiny planet, and it will do a weird thing like that. And then when you play back the video, I've stuck that in there. So now my video is edited and I can change it if I want. I'm just going to go on the timeline. Works just like an iPhone. There we go. And look, all these cool things happening. So it's really intuitive. It took me no time at all to figure it out, and I was up producing really awesome videos in the next to no time, as you've seen here. And there is a display on the back of the camera, so that display shows you what's going on, and you could actually have it show you almost like in 360, as if it was recording 360 video. It's pretty neat. Oh, in case I didn't mention, it is a touch screen display. I've changed the angle of my camera because I'm going to do a little bit of assembly here in a second, but the first thing I want to show you is on the Insta360. You can take it apart. It is very modular. So there's the battery. I took the battery off. I'm left with these two pieces here. And if I pull them apart, watch this. There we go. And then I'm left with the screen. There's the display unit right here. And I have these two, which would be the two cameras, which make a 360, and they just go back together. That cool. Now I'm sure you recognize this here drone here. This is a Mavic 2 Pro. The Insta360 actually fits on here. It comes with a sort of a attachment system. I'll show you that in a second. That puts a camera on the top and a camera on the bottom. So I'm going to assemble it right now and take it for a flight and show you what a 360 video on a Mavic 2 Pro looks like. So watch me assemble this. So this here is the 360 kit for the Mavic 2 Pro. You can order it from Insta360, and inside it looks like that. All right, first piece is the top piece that goes on top like this. Next we have the bottom piece right here, and that just fits on the opposite side. Everything is designed to snap into place. The top part snaps on. The bottom, there's little hooks that will snap, and I can see where they're going to snap on the opposite side. There we go. Got that in. Next, it's a matter of sliding in our camera on the top. So let's slide it in. There we go. We're going to slide one in the bottom. It should slide in nicely. This is our power supply unit. This is our display unit and the on-off switch. Slides in here. You need a top bracket. This sends power from one side to the other. Next, to lock everything in place, you have these little GoPro type screwy things. Almost done. What I found is if you want to sit your Mavic down, you can't, because you got a lens on either side. So I put the legs up like this, and he sits like a little child, like that. Final item is you have these little lens covers. They're protective covers for your lens because they know you're going to bounce it around the ground and scratch things up. So to avoid that, you can put these covers on. The only thing I find with the covers is that it's another piece of plastic and glass, and it can get reflections and mess up stuff. So I'll fly it without them on and hope for the best that I don't scratch up the lens. Let's clean the lenses and clean this one. All right, so this might look kind of weird to many of you because normally you put the Mavic 2 Pro on the ground, but you can't because this thing here hangs way down with these brackets. And so basically you're gonna have to prop it up or hand launch it. So I'm just gonna launch it like this. All right, so we've got the Mavic 2 Pro starting up. Now, one thing I have to warn you is the Mavic 2 Pro with this device on does not have the ability to capture the GPS signals in the sky, because look what happens. This is blocking the GPS signal. So I'm actually going to have to fly in ADI mode. So if you're not used to flying drones without GPS signal, could be a problem. So here we go. I'm going to take off. Oh, that is hitting something. One of these is hitting. Apparently I had to change the props and put the original props back on. It only likes to work with the original props. These low noise props are much too long and they hit this area here. So got the originals on. Let's take off. There we go. No noise there. Let's take it up. All right, so there's no GPS mode, so it's just going to sit there using the vision sensors. So the Insta360 1R, who is it for? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, if you're about to head on vacation, you have to get this camera. It's perfect for people on vacation because you're at some site you've never been to before. You walk around looking at the sites outdoors. You have it on the little selfie stick, or you walk around indoors on the selfie stick. It captures 360 view. So in other words, say you missed something. There was something cool on the ceiling. You missed it. This caught it. Say you missed something off to the left, the right, behind you. This caught it. And you can turn any of that video into high quality photos. And you can obviously just edit the video, as I did in this video, into something really cool looking in any direction you want. This is the best vacation camera on the market. There is nothing better. Now, it's also great for hiking, obviously, mountain biking, motorcycles, all that other great stuff where your eyes are to the front, but you want to capture everything around you. This is perfect. Now, a lot of people use this camera for vlogging because you can just walk around talking at the camera. You see your face on the image, but when you post edit, you can just switch the field of view to the sides, to the bottom, to the top, to the front, and it makes your vlogging all the more spectacular. The only thing I have to warn you is the audio on here is good if you're in a quiet environment like I am right now. But if you get out in a noisy environment like cars, noise, moving by, then the audio is not that great. Now, one thing that's really weird with this camera is it comes apart because it's very modular and you can buy it in different versions. Here, I'm just taking it apart. But apparently it's waterproof to 5 meters. So you can see me here. I'm testing it out in the water. I'm putting it in a little stream, moving the camera around, and you get some really strange perspectives because of the 360 view. But it is true, it is waterproof. The only thing I notice is after you take it out of the water, then you've got water dripping off all these connections here, and you really want to shake them out and dry them so that everything keeps on working. Now, with the lens sticking so far out from the front and the rear of the camera, the chances of you scuffing up that lens by dropping it, rubbing it on something are pretty good. However, I do have scratches on my lens because yes, I've dropped this even on the pavement from about this high, boink, down to the ground. And yeah, there's some scuffs on the lenses, but you saw the aerial footage from my Mavic 2 Pro. You saw it from my RC truck. You saw me walking around and everything. And did you see any scuffs in the image? No, I think it corrects for it. It's pretty decent. You do get this really thick rubber lens protector for this, and it looks like that. It sits like this. So when you're transporting it, if you have this little protector on, you'll never scuff up your lenses. Now, depending on your needs and depending on your budget, you can order the Insta360 in different configurations. I think the best value is the twin edition. You get the camera just like I have it here, which is 360, plus you get the version that's sort of like a GoPro Hero 7. The camera fits to the front and shoots out. They also have a version with a 1-inch sensor. You can get that. Or you can pay next to nothing and just get the GoPro version by itself with nothing else. The one that was sent to me by Insta360 was the aerial edition because I am a guy who does drones. I am Captain Drone, so they sent me the drone version, which comes with drone mount, the Insta360 1R core camera, 2 camera lenses, battery base case, a second battery case, this one's for a vertical mount, GoPro style mounting bracket, and the Invisible Selfie Stick. Alright, so a big thank you to Insta360 for sending me that camera to check out. They've been trying to send me a camera for a year and I keep saying nope, I have no need for a 360 camera, and well, so many people on YouTube just love the 360 1R that I thought, you know what, I gotta try it out, see what's so great about it, and now I'm one of the believers. It's pretty darn great. So I'm gonna put links below this video in the description box to where you can get yourself the Insta360 1R. You can see all the additions will be there. They are not inexpensive because it's like buying a GoPro. So a GoPro is going to cost you about $300–400 US, and this camera is the same, and the more you add to the camera, the higher the price goes up. So this brings me to the end of this Captain Drone video on the Insta360 1R. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it very much. I will catch you in future videos with many more drone reviews and anything else that comes across my desk that's pretty cool. Take care. Catch you in the next one.